Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Zainal Durrani Masih bin Zainuddin. I'm currently studying in Unit 10. Okay, today I would like to talk about my internship experience in Tenaga Nasional Berhad Seremban. But first, let me tell you a little bit of details about my company background. Okay, Tenaga Nasional Berhad TNB is the largest electricity utility in Malaysia. The TNB vision is to be among the leader corporations in energy and related business globally. The MB mission, we are committed to excellence in our products and services. There are three divisions. There are three divisions in TNB. That is, for the first one is generation, transmission, and distribution. I was currently assigned into the distribution. Therefore, I only focus about the distribution. The distribution division is entrusted to conduct two value chain business activities on behalf of TNB, which are the distribution network operations and electricity retail operations. Distribution network operations, the divisions plans, construct, operates, perform repairs and maintenance, as well as manages the access of a 33 kV, 22 kV, 11 kV, 6.6 kV, and 415 or 240 volts in the Peninsular Malaysia's distribution network. The objectives of the internship is to expose students' life with working environment, practices theory to applications in real life. That is, we learn theory in the university and we apply it into the working working environment. Develop in safety practices, work ethics, communications, managers, and others. And we give new experiences to the students to gain knowledge. There are three. I was currently assigned to 3 unit training schedule. The first one is operation and maintenance, lower voltage, middle voltage, operation and recovery. I was currently 5 weeks exactly from 24 February to 13 March, and then from 11 May to the 22 May for the work from home. Then the second unit is my practitioner maintenance and repair for 1 week. Then the metering negeri 9 2 weeks. Okay, the first one is the operation and maintenance low voltage. This unit is placed in the State Dispatch Center SDC that is located in TNB Bukit Mas Nawang. The purpose of this unit is to dispatch a field crew to the customer site location. The first one is customer report, and then the customer will make a report. Then it receive to the call management center will receive the report. Then it will send it to the operation dispatcher, and the operation dispatcher will dispatch a field crew to fix what the report says. The field crew will update the current situation to the operation dispatcher using PDA device. First one dispatch, from dispatch to accept, then they will update on the way, then arrive, in progress. If they need wagon or lorry tiang, they will ask for the waiting support, and then they will, after they in progress, after they finish the work, the PDA device will update as complete. Okay, the first site visit, I was going to many site visit, therefore I only focus about 3 site visit. The first one is at the Rumah Rakyat Sikamat. The customer is Mr. Logan. The problem is the entire area has no electric supply. Therefore, we check the lower voltage distribution board in Pencawang Elektrik Rumah Rakyat Sikamat. We noticed 2 HRC fuse has burned out. We changed the HRC fuse to 200 amp. We changed the HRC fuse to 100 amp. The area still have no outage. So we check the pole. We noticed that the 3 times 8185 SLP cable is broken. We open the jumper cable. We give temporary supply using NOP, that is normal of point, which I will explain later, where we install a set of black box that contain 3 NH fuses for 100 amp. Lastly, we hand it over to competent IT to charge cable. As you can see in this picture, where the technician use a wagon to go out to go into the cable. Next, I will explain to you about normal of point. As you see, the normal pole of point from PE to the pole, the current will supply to the pole, the current will supply to houses. Well, PE also they will supply current to the underground cable and so on so on. But if this is broken, then there is no supply. then the outgoing PE to the incoming pole have no supply. Therefore, we use NOP to give temporary supply. The NOP is like this. We give from PE to the underground cable. We use NOP from underground cable to the pole. Then the supply is back to normal. Okay, the second site visit is at Jalan Pelat Impian. The customer is Mr. Wong. The problem is we notice the meter is sparking. Uh, we notice the cutout fuse has been burnt out, so we change it to the new cutout. We also suggest the customer to change the house to wiring 3-phase because the customer is using single phase. Therefore, we the reason because the cutout is burnt out because the load is very high. He may be using five maybe using 5 aircon and so on. Okay, the last one is at the Auckland Industrial Park. It's a factory. The customer is Miss Howe. The problem is no outage at the factory, although it's already checked by the wireman. So we check at the we check at the Pejabat Electric KKS King Holding. We noticed that the HRC fuse is burnt out at LVDB board. We change the new HRC fuse to 100 M at 2-phase. Then the supply is going to back to normal. I also learned a little bit of knowledge about wire that TNB use. There are 3 types of wire: ABC, bare, and PVC. ABC and bare is used for pole, while PVC is used for service wire. There are 3 phase: red, yellow, blue, and must be neutral. Or for single phase, maybe red, maybe yellow, maybe blue, or neutral and neutral. When meter pole if it have street lights, in 9.5 meter. If doesn't have street light, is 7.0 meter. We also have PVC size where 25 millimeter diameter, 35, 70, and 100. We also have ABC size where the plus 16. If you notice the plus 16 in the 395 and 385 is about the the lampu jalan, the lampu jalan diameter for wire, where the 1695 and 185 is for the red, yellow, blue, and the 25, 70, and 130 is for neutral link. Then we have high voltage cable size, SLP and PILC. SLP is a cross-linked polyethylene insulated aluminum armored cable. PILC is the paper insulated lead covered. This is ABC, and this is bare. Now we only use ABC, as bare is very costly. As ABC is more efficient. This is PVC, SLPE. This is SLPE. We use SLPE. We don't use PILC as it is less efficient. We use SLPE. So I also learn about substation and its component. The first one is attached building. The substation is attached to a building like factory, maybe at kedai-kedai. The second one is standard single chamber, where the transformer and the switch gear is put at the same room. Then the double chamber where transformer and switch gear is put at different room. Then it's a compact sub where we put everything together, including the LV board. Then it's pole mounted where the transformer is put on top of the pole, and that is the outdoor type. The components P transformer change. The transformer is used for changes electrical voltage or from one level to another. Then it's a feeder pillar. The feeder pillar has the same function as LVDB board, where it's a device that used to divide the output and supplies the low voltage to the consumers. Then we use switch gear to receive 11 kV supply and feed to the feed to the transformer. It also isolate supply when it is needed. This is the transformer, the feeder pillar, LV board, and the switch gear. Next, I will move on to the operation maintenance for middle voltage. This unit will operate when there is a tripping occurs. 2 reasons why tripping occurs. The first one is overcurrent and earth fault. There are 5 steps to do when to fix tripping by this unit. The first one is isolate. Then locate, repair, testing, and normalize. Isolate is authorized person standby must get authorization from RTC in order to do the switching. Well, in this situation, the AP standby will isolate the incoming SSU logic the problem is at incoming outgoing SSU Pacu Jaya and incoming SSU logic Ayangoi. So this one is stripped. Therefore, we'll isolate it. Then we use NOP from other SSU. We put other SSU and we give current supply to the SSU logic Ayangoi. Then the current is back to normal while we can fix the broken one. Then we'll locate the AP code. The AP will conduct an isolation resistant IR test in which the cable is the problem. If short, the reading is 0. If infinity, the cable is okay. In this situation, the blue cable is 0. So we do thumb test, but cable does not explode. This is because um, the cable is already broken. Therefore, that's why it is less explode. From other side I visit, I follow fault locate. The fault tripping occurs in PE Sekolah Kebangsaan Suruhanjaya. IP already I did IR test, so we know that the blue phase is broken. We do thumping test to blue phase as we jack 16 kV. The cable explode and we detect the machine at the fault locate van at 500 meter radius. So which the cable using much sensor. This is the this is Mega, uh, the, the device that we use for IR test. This is the cable that broken in the first side, and this is the mic sensor that we use. We search for the fault, and we mark it down so that the jointer can repair the cable. Next, the repair. The jointer will repair the cable. In this situation, the cable that break is between 200, 400, 240 mm overhead, MV overhead, and 500 mm single core SLP cable. Then after the jointer fix cable, they will join it back. Then we do the testing. The cable can be tested using two ways: on sock and very low frequency. So TNB Seremban only use on sock. So we on sock is where we put load for 24 hours to check the cable is okay, to make sure the cable to check the cable is okay or not. Then after we test the cable, then we can normalize as we put everything back to normal, where we close the connection between SSU Pontchartrain Jaya and SSU Loja Angoi. Then we open back the NOP. Then everything is back to normal. Then I will move on to my second unit, that is protection, maintenance and repair. I was assigned under Encik Mr. Muhammad Zolali, exposed to the protection unit about their organisation. I also exposed to the TNB power system, and I received assignment from Encik Zolali. He asked me to search the components in PMU, PPU and SSU. So this is their organisation structure. From senior engineer to the engineer, 3 engineer, then to the technician, 3 technician, from the technician from protection component and protection safety, technician operation and maintenance. This is the TMB position for station. Then the current supply to transmission, then the current supply to distribution. From distribution, we distribute to among residential, factory, or kedai-kedai, and so on. Next, we went to site visit at PMU Taman Tengku Jafar. We went to Pecawan Masuk INTTJ. It's PMU INTTJ is a interconnection between 130 kV or 275 kV transmission. Then also there is a step down voltage from 132 kV to 11 kV or and 130 kV and 33 kV. There are 2 step down voltage transformer. Next, we also learn about the PMU components: fly bus, lightning shock conductor, bus bar, circuit breaker, isolator, power transformer, current transformer, potential transformer, surge arrestor, battery charger. We also learn about PPU components and SSU components. Next, I would like to talk to you about the DC system in the PMU. It used to supply the DC voltage. It's a protection device and equipment. Battery bank, battery bank as a backup if there is no outage at the DC system of light. If there is no outage, we use battery bank. So this is one cell. One cell equals to 1.25 VDC, 11 kV. So if 11 kV, 30 VDC, and 30 kV, 30 is a 110 VDC. The DC system is used such as to use to supply the DC voltage in PMU, PPU, and CC component, such as switchgear, control panel, and relay activation. Protection relay, is a device that detects and responds to fault system. It will detect to abnormal system conditions such as short circuit, over voltage, reverse power flow. Voltage transformer is used as a step down voltage. Transformer sends current flow through power system and sends signal current to protective relay system. Uh, the switchgear is used to control, isolate, and protect. This is the battery. Inside the battery is lithium. It have high rate of discharge, so this is quick and efficient. This is switchgear, transformer, bus bar. If you notice the line, uh, the yellow one is 11 kV, the red one is 33 kV, the green one is 130 kV. It's for different units. Yellow one different unit, red different units, and green different units. Next, next I was work from home. I was giving work from home for 2 weeks by Puan Ain. I work from home is contain all types of paperwork about metering dan about metering paperwork so that the unit will be more efficient and effective. The type of paperwork is arahan kerja pemasangan sistem penjagaan pengguna kuasa besar, arahan kerja pendawaian kios panel meter pengguna kuasa besar, arahan kerja pemasangan baru modem dan ujian mula tugas. Also arahan kerja penukaran device, penjangkaan, prosedur penanggalan device bagi pengguna kuasa besar. This is the type of the this is the kertas kerja that I read. Next, the other one is protection. The protection and maintenance, low voltage. I work from home. Operation and maintenance, low voltage. I work from home by Encik Azimu for a week. He told me to read chapter 4, basic power system protection from TNB distribution manual. I learned a lot of reading by reading the basic by power system protection. The power system is used to protect the system against any fault in order to prevent danger and accident to public staff, minimize damage to equipment, minimize supply disruption, maintain high integrity of power system equality. This is example. As you know, most power system protection use relay. So this is the example of the relay. The current transformer senses current and gives input to the relay. Relay compares the input with the preset value. If the input exceeds the preset value, the relay will make the contact to complete the tripping circuit. Then the circuit breaker trip calls energizes and initiates the circuit breaker opening, hence isolate the fault. So the component will not damage. There are 5 basic requirements of power system. Power system protection: selective, stable, speed sensitive, and reliable. So there are there are boundaries. Each protection is determined by the city, which can precisely defined by unit protection. The unit protection is known as main protection and has a defined area of coverage with fast operating time. Example is feeder current differential, restricted asphalt, and transformer bias differential. Then there is non-unit protection, known as backup protection, with wider area of coverage and slower operating time, like overcurrent asphalt and standby asphalt. So there are 4 evolution in relay technologies: electromechanical relay, static relay, numerical relay, IED, intelligent electronic device. The latest one is IED. It's a second generation of microprocessor numerical based relay. It has versatile electrical projection. It has versatile electrical protection, advanced local control intelligence, monitoring abilities, and the capability of extensive communication directly to a SCADA system. This is the electrical mechanical relay, the static digital relay, the numerical relay, and the Siemens IED. This is the IED relay, the latest one. Next, I received work from home by Encik Zeri for 1 week. He told me to read Chapter 8 SCADA system in substation manual design. So therefore, I learned a lot about SCADA system. Supervised control and data acquisition is a short form for SCADA. It's a concept used to describe a system that enables control and monitoring devices or equipment remotely. So in this TNB distribution division, SCADA systems are used to assist operation, management of transmission, and distribution of electricity. So the advantage of SCADA system: optimization plant processes and provide operations that are more efficient, reliable, and safer. There are 3 main components of SCADA system: master system, communication, and RTUs. In this picture, we can see in figure 8.1, we can see the overview of the SCADA system from master system to communication system, then the remote terminal unit. Okay, the master system is located in Regional Control Center (RCC). The master system is actually a network of computer subsystem with various functions to support the operation of SCADA-based control center. There are three main subsystems: front-end subsystem, server back-end subsystem, and human HMI subsystem. Figure at point 3 shows the basic layout of the master system. Then there is the communication system. The SCADA communication system facilitates the transfer of data between master system RCC and remote terminal units RTU. So the last one is RTU. RTU is a microprocessor control electronic device that interfaces objects in the physical world to a distributed control system or SCADA by transmitting telemetry data to the system and by using messages to the supervisory system to control connected objects. RTU monitors the digital analog field parameter and transmit data to the master system. As you know that in time visualization, RTU can be classified into two types: primary RTU for PMU, PPU, SSU 33 kV, and secondary RTU for PE and SSU 11 kV. Okay, this concludes my industrial journey for 8 weeks. I hope you like my video, and if you have any question on my presentation, please comment in the comment section below, or you can just email me at gmail@zainodm@gmail.com. I think that is all from me. Thank you, and have a good day.